Wellness Place exists because two women, Linda Murphy and Myrna Porter, both recovering from breast cancer, wanted to help those afflicted by the disease. Their mission was to create a community-based, non-medical facility where cancer participants can gather in a warm, home-like setting, all free of charge.
We knew there was a need in our community. The day we opened, someone was waiting on our steps.
The warmth and enthusiasm that came from Myrna and from Linda and from so many other people made me know that this was just going to be the best thing going, and that people were going to be able to understand how they could get help for themselves and their caregivers.
I first became associated with Wellness Place 2 or 3 years ago when I was a teacher here, and I offered a class called Honoring Your Spirit. So when I was diagnosed with cancer 2 months ago, I knew where to come.
Having Wellness Place as a home-like environment is a breath of fresh air. When you walk into the hospital, it's all steel and starch and sterile, and walking in here, you feel like you can take your shoes off and put your feet up. It really feels like home, and the staff make you feel that way too. You know that it's still geared toward what your problem is, but it's with open arms and friendly, and it makes a big difference.
The home-like setting is wonderful. There are other places that I've been that are either very sterile or antiseptic almost feeling. Being in this type of environment has a very calming effect upon me, and I've seen that it's, calming upon other participants. And this past week I was talking with another participant, and we were talking about the programs and how they benefited us, and he calls Wellness Place his home away from home.
The diagnosis of cancer changes one's life forever. Wellness Place is here to give individuals the tools they need to live through those changes.
This year, Wellness Place celebrates 5 years of programming. We began raising funds 7 years ago, and I'm just astounded at how the Northwest community has stood behind us to create Wellness Place. Wellness Place belongs to this community. It doesn't belong to the founders. It doesn't belong to anyone else but the community. They own Wellness Place.
In September 2005, Wellness Place celebrated its 5-year anniversary. Wellness Place has provided free programs and services to thousands of individuals since opening its doors. Today, Wellness Place serves participants from 60 communities in the northwest suburbs. Holding true to its original mission, Wellness Place is staffed by professionally trained licensed counsellors, social workers and clinical psychologists. These professionals facilitate educational programs, networking and support groups, as well as social activities for people living with cancer, their families and caregivers.
One of the most rewarding things about being a staff member at Wellness Place is obviously the amazing participants that I get to meet and spend time with. But I'm also, on a daily basis, amazed by our staff and the caring volunteers, the clinical staff, the administrative staff.
I think for me, the biggest service is the professionalism of the staff. There are days when I'm not doing very well, and mentally I'm kind of in the dumps. And yet, when I come to Wellness Place, they'll take time out of what they're doing to just let me vent and to try to help me through those moments. It's the caring and the compassion of the staff that makes this what it is.
My first experience as a participant with Wellness Place was when my dad had lung cancer. Shortly thereafter, I found out I had prostate cancer. I didn't want my family to know about my prostate cancer, so I requested that Wellness Place help me and keep it confidential, of which they did. After my father passed away, one of the clinicians helped me break the news to my family, and she was phenomenal. She did a fabulous job of diffusing what could have been a disastrous situation.
We have programs at Wellness Place for individuals with any diagnosis of cancer, and they can gain the help they need at Wellness Place.
Programs are an integral part of Wellness Place's mission to educate, encourage, and empower cancer survivors, their loved ones, and caregivers. Our programs are designed to address the specific needs of our participants and the issues and challenges they may be facing.
During my cancer walk, there were certain things that were more important to me. At some point in time, the hypnosis was very important. At other times, the meditation, other times, the resource center. So all of the programs have been very important for me.
We offer the STARS group, which is sharing together and receiving support, and that's for children ages 6 to 12 who have a parent or other adult family member with cancer. And we also expand that into the teenage years with the Lounge, and that is a very relaxed art-based group for teenagers to come in a non-threatening atmosphere and be able to express how they're feeling and how their family is doing. On the other side of the spectrum, we also have groups for children and teens who have cancer themselves. There's never a family where only one member experiences cancer. It affects the whole family, and so we try and make our services as rounded and as appropriate for the whole family as possible. In addition to our groups, we also offer individualized family consultations, because many times before a family is ready to join a group, they want to come in and feel comfortable at Wellness Place and really see what's involved and what we have to offer.
Wellness Place has some really great family nights, which I think are really cool, where they bring in the whole family, and it's in just a relaxed environment where it's not about cancer that night. It's just about being with people and just having fun and being with your family and doing something together, and and just almost stepping away from it for a little while.
The men's networking group is an ongoing, every 2 weeks, and it's just phenomenal. I've been to other support groups, and this one just has its own spirit, and that spirit is because of the diversity of the types of cancer that everyone is dealing with.
The Wellness Place has helped me deal with stress just, again, from the fact that it's here if you need it, and to know it's there for spouses and caregivers as well as the person actually going through the cancer. It's just a powerful tool that is there if you need it.
Wellness Place is for everyone. Wellness Place exists so that no one will have to live alone with their diagnosis again.
There are over 20,000 people living with cancer within a 10-mile radius of Wellness Place. American Cancer Society research indicates that 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women have a lifetime probability of developing cancer. With statistics like these, the need for Wellness Place services continues to grow.
Your experience with cancer has to do with how you look at it. I think that you can either deal with it with fear or with love. And coming here, I feel people, the support and the love. And I think that that works to help the healing.
I started going to the men's group prior to my surgery and got a lot of good information from them. The other people or other men that had prostate cancer. From that point on, after my surgery and subsequent treatment, it's been an excellent support group.
What has impacted me most was the opportunity to be in a place that was non-medical and to receive services that aren't offered by the medical community regarding cancer.
I think that living with cancer is something that needs to be shared, that you can't do it alone, Because if you do it alone, you do it in fear. But when you do it with other people, then you realize that it's not a death sentence and that you do it with love.
Being in a life situation where you don't know anyone else who's going through what you're going through, I think can be really, really isolating for people. Family and friends do everything they can to try and help their loved ones when they're going through the cancer process. But often participants feel that, that they can't always express how they feel. But coming to a place like Wellness Place gives them that opportunity where they don't have to explain themselves. They can come as they are. It's such a relief to know that places like Wellness Place do exist so that families don't have to go through that alone. And even better, free of charge, so that it doesn't become another financial burden on families who are already strapped to pay for the medical needs that they have.
I lost my mother 8 months ago to cancer. And she spent a lot of time alone. She spent a lot of time in fear. And she always was looking for someone to save her. And I think one of the things that the Wellness Place gives is it gives people power. It gives them the understanding that they are in control of this disease, not the disease controlling them.
What I was always told from the beginning of this wonderful journey 8 years ago was that you have to have a support group. And Wellness Place is, in fact, one of my dearest and best support groups.
The bottom line is I don't know where I would be today if it wasn't for Wellness Place. The home atmosphere, the programs, the guidance, the support, and the people who help the participants, in my opinion, can't be beat.
It is a place to come, not only for people that are surviving cancer, but people who know people that are surviving with cancer. And it gives them an opportunity to see that this isn't a death sentence. It's a life sentence. And it's a way of living. And coming here and seeing people who are surviving with cancer or have survived and moved on and come back to give, it's just an incredible experience.
It's the hundreds of volunteers and donors that have given their treasures of time, talent, and funds that keep us going.
From everyone that has been touched by Wellness Place, we sincerely thank you for your support. Without your generosity, thousands of participants would have no place to turn during this extremely difficult time for them and their families. As we look to the future and how to meet the increasing number of participants, we know we can only do this through the continued support and generosity of the community. We must continue the high-level programs and services that provide so much hope for the many people in our community that are battling and dealing with this terrible disease.
As a survivor, I'm always concerned for survivors, the survivors that come to Wellness Place to search for help. I hope that you will continue to support Wellness Place so that our survivors are able to benefit from the programs we provide. Thank you very much.